was good.
That was pretty good.
That's pretty spot on.
Yeah, I like it.
Welcome to Taps and Takes over at beautiful Groggs Irish Pub, traditional Irish pub here over at Willow Station in Fresno, or I guess Clovis, California. It's Elliot Jams. It's Fast Eddie, Edward Rouse, the return of Fast Eddie. So good to have you back. You're almost unrecognizable.
Yeah, I've lost a couple pounds and, working on my health a little bit.
I mean, you got the jawline, check. You got the chain, check. You got the slick back.
You know it.
I mean, you've become a manfluencer.
I'm a manfluencer.
You are.
now.
I mean, I've seen all your stories. It's a lot of low fat, high protein diet stuff now.
Damn straight.
There's a lot of motivational quotes now.
Moving forward, baby. Let's go.
I mean, you're about 20 pounds away from being Joey Swole.
I don't. Or just a better version of myself.
Yeah, I mean, Joey Swole is a good version.
Yeah,
good version.
yeah,
but we are at Groggs Traditional Irish Pub. Thank you so much to Royce and everybody who lets us come in, set up every Tuesday, even though it airs on Friday, because the best time to have entertainment news and sports news is on a Friday with a pint. I'm having myself a Kona, baby.
Ooh, Kona. A Hawaiian classic.
I like longboard a little more, but big wave not bad.
Yeah, big wave's pretty good. I'm down
plus,
for some big wave.
I'm gonna be hitting Maui in just a little bit here, so I got to get the tolerance up for these Hawaiian brewskis. You know what I'm saying?
You do, yeah. The big wave, the all 5% alcohol.
Got to hit that big wave when I'm surfing that big wave, catching that double gnar. You know what I'm saying?
How's your body? Do you have the Hawaii body ready for the?
We're working, so the fasting is going on right now. I do 8 p.m. to noon, so I've already noticed a huge difference. Working out 3 to 4 times a week. Only thing missing right now is cardio. I want to get into swimming, but those gym pools, I don't trust.
Yeah.
I don't trust. I don't. And I'm like, what? Am I going to go to Millerton? I gotta go swim in a lake?
Gym pools, too, you got to kind of swim around all the elderly that are in there doing their aerobics.
Yeah, their water aerobics. Maybe I just joined the water aerobic squad.
Hey, that'd be, you know what?
Maybe I get in there.
That would make a great video.
That would.
Yeah.
Speaking of, listener Lucas with a C. I've never seen it with a C. It's weird. But listener Lucas invited the do-over to do a cycling class. He runs a cycling class at GB3. And
count me in.
I know I'm going to get destroyed from it. I'm so down.
Yeah.
So Lucas, I'll be there eventually. I just got to figure out a good day. I work 7 days a week at this point.
Yeah.
I work 3 jobs. I don't have time anymore, but I will make time for you, Lucas, because we love you. Edward, so good to have you back, man.
Yeah, man. Feels good to be back here at the old Groggs.
Groggs. And you got yourself your zero sugar, your breakfast soda.
Oh, yeah.
Breakfast of
breakfast soda, zero sugar, blackberry Dr. Pepper.
Okay.
Delicious, by the way.
Now, let's dive on right into it.
Yeah, what do we got this week? Hit me with some stuff.
All right. So if you guys are new to Taps and Takes, what we do is we cover a lot of some of the stuff we did in years past, where we cover entertainment news first, take a little break, then we go right into sports talk. And there's plenty of stuff to talk about today in entertainment news. I want to start with the MCU because Anthony Mackie, Falcon, a.k.a. Captain America, a.k.a. Captain Falcon, if you will, He claims that Avengers Doomsday will give moviegoers, quote, that old Marvel feel. Now, Captain America, the latest one with him, people had mixed reviews. People said for an action movie, it's fine. It's pretty shallow, but
a lot of the reviews I saw were not mixed. They were pretty bad.
I'm trying to be nice here.
Captain America woke soldier, I think, was one of them.
I mean, that's like Captain America DEI hire.
Yeah.
Look, that movie, the second I saw the trailers for it, and then you hear about a bunch of reshoots, to me, that's immediately I'll watch it if it's on Disney Plus and I got 3 hours to kill.
It was pretty much the show in a movie format.
Yeah. So
the show wasn't very good either.
Right. So I wasn't clamoring for it. I'm glad he got his own movie. I think Anthony Mackie's a good actor.
Oh, he's a great actor.
Yeah. So, I mean, I'm glad he got...
Will Smith light is what I call him.
Will Smith without the slap. Yeah.
Yeah. A slapless Smith.
Yeah, slapless. We'll slap less, I guess. So my thoughts are, I'm excited for Doomsday, but I can wait for it. I'm not in any rush to see it.
Yeah.
Like, I can't wait for Superman. I can't wait for Batman 2.
Yeah.
I can't wait for Spider-Verse. Like,
Yeah.
I want these movies tomorrow if I could.
Yeah.
I'm okay with taking a break from MCU proper.
And Endgame was so good. That, was so good. And it's just when you set the bar that high and then the expectations and the amount of stuff they put out right after to try to, garnish the success and keep it going. And it was just seemed half-assed. A lot of it. A lot of the shows were half-assed.
Yeah.
There were some good ones. But
Outside of like Loki and I'd say Shang-Chi, I just...
Yeah, do we need the Black Widow movie? No.
We never did. Well, we needed it.
The Hawkeye show.
We needed it 8 years ago.
Yeah, the Hawkeye show was like a Christmas special. It was weird.
Yeah.
It just we didn't need it. If they would have just focused to create good MCU movies and put all the energy into one good one and keep us coming.
I would say the last...
keep it coming. I mean...
I'd say Guardians 3 was probably...
Guardians 3 was fantastic. But that's James Gunn.
Yeah.
Right?
And that's why I'm so excited for Superman. James Gunn, at this point, I don't think you can't not trust him with any property. I think he does such a good job with bringing out such different colors and emotion.
Like Superman. I'm just not a Superman fan. I'm still going to see it, but I'm just not a
Superman's
fan.
not my number one for sure. I don't know if he's a lot of people's number one, but the way James Gunn is portraying Superman is how I envision Superman.
That's the one thing I am excited about. When I see the phone booth, and I'm like, that's Superman.
Yeah, I love how there's actual color. I think Crypto being in it and Guy Gardner, the Green Lantern with the worst haircut ever being in it. It feels like a comic book movie.
It does.
And it feels like proper old school Superman, truth, justice in the American way.
Yeah. I saw Minecraft with my daughter and they had the extended trailer of Superman.
Give me your thoughts on Minecraft, because I've heard the movie itself is buns. Jack Black is great.
Yeah.
But the movie experience of like going with a younger audience makes the movie worthwhile.
It was fine. I mean, I enjoyed it. It wasn't great. It was similar to like those Jumanji movies that they did with like The Rock and Jack Black. So like
the first one wasn't bad.
They were both pretty good.
The first one wasn't bad.
It wasn't as good as those, but it was enjoyable. My daughter loved it.
Okay. And I mean, at the end of the day, that's who it's for. It's for kids and people who grew up playing Minecraft. I never really got into it, but
me neither.
I mean, at this point, I think it's really funny. We talked about this a little last week. Jack Black is responsible for the two biggest video game movies of all time.
Yeah.
Because he was Bowser in one.
Yeah.
And now he was Steve.
Yeah.
With Flint and Steel.
Yeah.
But
and he's clearly eating all that money.
Oh, for sure. But he's one of those rare guys I feel looks good, a little husky.
Oh, if he was skinny, no one would take him seriously.
Like, have you
Remember when Jonah Hill got skinny and everyone's like, what?
Yeah. He looked well, even like young Jack Black. You look at him from like Shallow Hal back in the day.
Yeah.
You're like, you're unrecognizable.
They could not make Shallow Hal now.
No. Well, okay. You could flip it, make it Shallow Gal.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
See? And now you're working with something. We're working with something. Next, I want to go into Andor. So Andor season 2 comes out this month. I don't know if it's already come out.
I think it's next week.
Yeah. So Andor season 1, people loved.
I loved it.
Clearly.
Yeah.
Showrunner Tony Gilroy, though, has been set to produce a Star Wars horror project.
Huh.
Now,
Star Wars meets aliens.
It is just... That would be kind of sick.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be mad about that at all.
Let's go. Jedi versus aliens.
Well, both of them technically are owned by Disney. So you could
do it.
In a sense, do it.
Yeah.
They have Marvel taking on the aliens right now in a comic book series. But so I wanted to talk really quickly because it's still on the hush hush. There's like barely anything. Mm-hmm. All that's been said is like Tony Gilroy's like, yeah, it's happening. Now, there was a little animated short series from animator Genndy Tartakovsky, and it was the Clone Wars, and it was everything in between episode 2 into episode 3 before they did like the whole animated series. This was a little 3-minute episode thing on Cartoon Network back in the day. But they did this episode where they introduced General Grievous, where he was stalking and hunting Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
If you put like a body horror General Grievous,
I'm in,
and made him stalk Jedi, that would be an awesome horror project. Or if you had, much like Rogue One, Vader stalk and hunt down either...
Rogue One, I think, is my favorite Star Wars movie. I love it so much.
So episode 3 is mine.
You know, May 4th is coming up, and that's the first thing I watch in the morning is
Rogue One?
Yeah,
Okay.
I love it. And that's why I love Andor too. They did a great job.
I'd say episode 3 is my favorite, but I'm biased. I saw the midnight premiere on my birthday when it came out. And so you had all those people in their costumes lying around Edwards, literally to the parking lot. And then when you sat down and got in, they were just playing Star Wars music to hype you up. Best movie, easily the best movie experience, not named Mad Max Fury Road.
Then Empire would be my second.
Yeah, I think Empire.
Yeah.
I think Empire will forever be. I think Empire is the better film, but Revenge of the Sith was such an incredible movie experience.
Sometimes the experience makes the movie, you know?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, speaking of movies and theater experiences, I want to talk about the Oscars because for the longest time, especially recently, the Oscars has been getting like, I wouldn't say clowned, but they've been getting hammered like, hey, put a stunts award.
Yeah, they need to do something else.
Especially the last couple of years with like Mad Max, Fall Guy in particular. Now, Fall Guy was a fine movie, but the stunts were great.
Well, Mad Max Fury Road won like every cinematography, sound editing, all those smaller awards. They swept it.
Yeah, I mean, that movie was easily one of the best movie experiences I've had in theaters, but I thought Furiosa was incredible too. And the stunt work was great for that. But the Oscars has announced they will finally add Best Stunt Design Award for the 2028 Oscars, which means movies in 2027, i.e. like Batman 2, will be eligible for the award.
Why 2028? Why can't they just do it next
Why not
year?
just do it now?
That doesn't make any sense.
I don't get it either. Why wait? Like, how do you... And it's not hard...
Because Avatar would win them all.
But I mean, a lot of that's... But I mean, is that really stunts? A lot of that's
There's a lot of
stunts.
Yeah, but they're doing stunts still, and then, you know...
Yeah. I guess
or Tom Cruise would win them all for his...
Tom Cruise is going to sweep. Tom Cruise alone. Mission Impossible 10, 11,
the last
12,
one
13.
come out this year?
Comes out this summer.
Yeah,
it comes out this summer.
It's a good movie year. A lot of good movies coming out this year. It is.
Oh, it's a good summer movie.
Right now it's slow, but yeah, it's going to be
It's going to be really good because Karate Kid Legends.
Okay, yeah, well...
It looks kind of great.
Oh, I mean, I'm going to see it, but
honestly,
that wasn't on my list of top.
Yeah, I mean, but Superman, Mission Impossible, Karate Kid.
Avatar.
I mean, those Avatar. It's going to be a good movie year for sure. I thought last year was a really good movie year.
It was kind of low key a good movie year, but not a lot of hype like in theater. But I think theaters are coming back now. The theater experience is coming back finally, I think, to ahead after COVID. It took a while, but I think it's coming back.
Well, what movie theaters need, they need to stop streaming platforms from releasing these movies so early. They need like 45 to 70 days in theater.
Yeah, but then people stop going and they're wasting screen, and there's so many movies coming out and so many indie films now like we've never seen before that are getting theater runs that people are seeing. The A24 has pretty much changed the whole game when it comes to that.
Yeah, but I also feel like a lot of these movies that are these like smaller movies that maybe don't have the marketing budget like a lot of these.
Yeah, give them 2 weeks, you know.
I give them a little more time because like I always go back to How the Earth Blew Up, or The Day the Earth Blew Up, the Looney Tunes movie.
Yeah.
It's a phenomenal movie, and it's one of the most beautifully drawn movies I've seen in a long time. It's all hand drawn animation. Fabulous.
Beautiful.
No marketing behind it.
Not really, no.
And there's a reason Warner Brothers didn't want it to succeed. But I mean, like,
tell me how you really feel.
Mickey 17.
Great movie.
Didn't have a lot of marketing behind it. And people are going to consider that a flop because it didn't meet.
I saw it. I loved it. I read the books, though. I read the 2 Mickey 17
and
books.
like a lot of people.
Or Mickey 7.
It's got great scores. And like Novocaine, the Jack Quaid movie.
I want to see that, too.
Yeah. A lot of people, from what I've heard of it, love it. But nobody's seeing it because nobody even knew it existed.
Yeah.
So you need these like smaller movies. I feel like you need them with a little more screen time to get a chance to actually break even at least.
Yeah. They do really well streaming, though, too.
I'm nervous that movie theaters will be a thing of the past in like the next decade.
I don't think so. I think more and more they're just going to turn into like the VIP area. Well, every theater will be just the VIP. Less seats, more comfortable, charge a little bit more.
Yeah, but nobody wants to spend $30 for a movie ticket.
Yeah, but if I'm getting all you could eat popcorn and soda and all that stuff too, yeah, I do all the time. That's how I take my daughter most of the time because she'll eat 2 things of popcorn.
I just think it's a hard sell.
And one popcorn's $20 if you order it normally from the...
That's true. That's true. I just think like a $60 movie experience for 2 tickets is a tough sell right now.
Yeah. If you have the pass though, the Regal Pass, you get that taken off of it. Plus,
Yeah.
so
That's definitely what I need to get into.
If you do it right, it's worth it.
Two little stories left for entertainment news. I'm going to do a quick one really quick and then set up a prompt, and then we'll go into The Last of Us, because The Last of Us just dropped Sunday, season 2. But I don't expect you to be much help on this one, but we just did Animania, video coming out soon with that.
I can't wait for that.
Yeah, where we went and interviewed some people at Animania. It was a great
characters.
time. It was a great time. Everybody was so friendly, and we got to meet a lot of interesting people and a lot of great artists too. But today, of all days, is National Anime Day.
Is it really?
Yeah, it is. And so my question to fans is, I just want to know, simple. What's the anime that got you into the genre? Like for me, it was After School Toonami. It was Yu Yu Hakusho, led by right after Dragon Ball Z, right after Naruto. Those ones, and then One Piece really got it going for me. So I just want to know.
They're going to have to put the subtitles to English below him on that one.
Nani?
I don't know what the hell he's saying.
So I just want to know. Leave it in the comments what your favorite anime is, and that's it. Now we're going to go to the final.
Happy Anime Day to you, my friend.
Thank you. So I'm going to go to the last story we have, and that is The Last of Us Season 2.
Yes.
Because it has been confirmed Season 3 has been greenlit. So we are getting Season 3. I can't imagine they do anything more than Season 3.
Well, there is no more.
Right. I mean,
it's like the Game of Thrones. We're at the end.
Yeah, right. We have to.
Because they could split.
I think you're going to have to split the game. See, Last of Us Game 2
into two. Yeah, you have to.
Yeah.
Which means I know exactly how this one's going to end.
So that's what everybody's trying to figure out, because episode 1 for season 2 was last Sunday. It was great. We got introduced to the stalker,
It's just similar to season 1 if it follows the video game storyline from the get-go.
And that's what it's looking like so
but then
far.
It's going to go off like it kind of did, I'd imagine.
But we had a trailer for what's to come, right? And there's a couple of scenes. So, and I don't want to spoil, because I'm not going to spoil anything, but there are scenes that make video game players and fans of the show and games curious as to how the timeline's going to flesh out. Because the episode ends where it looks like, oh, they're going to follow the second game
just like
verbatim.
They did in the first season.
But the trailer made it seem like, well, hold on, maybe they're doing a little bit of twist and turn, which will eventually lead to where game 2 starts, essentially. I've said it once, I'll say it 100 times. I think they should have, and I don't think they will, but I think they should do what happens in between the first 2 games as season 2, and then go game 2 into season 3.
Yeah, a lot of time passes between.
Yeah, but they've already decided, just with the first episode, we're doing game 2.
Yeah, there could be, but you could be onto something, because I could see them doing flashbacks and fill in that gap, because she does get a lot older.
Yeah, I just feel like I don't need flashback. I felt like, because
but
Bella,
for more context.
I get that, but Bella, and I guess you could do it just because she looks so young.
I know.
I just felt like...
And it's hard to recast her,
Yeah. Well, and the reason why I said I didn't want them to do flashbacks is because I wanted them to do the in-between stuff this season, because she still looks so young. Gives her a little more time to age up a bit more. Yeah. So she looks... And I hate when people are like, she doesn't look anything like... She looks fine. She's a very good actress. It would have just given her a little more time to...
couldn't get the women that... Or was woman that they... based the video game character on, because she's now a man.
Right. So I mean, like, but I am really excited for season 2. I know you haven't watched the first episode yet, but
I haven't. I will. I finished White Lotus. That was good.
What did you think about White Lotus?
I like it.
I liked season 3.
I liked it a lot.
And you know what? I'm sick of the internet trying to tell me it wasn't good. I thought it was good.
I liked it better than season 2.
The thing I love about White Lotus is that you don't even need to watch season 1 or 2, because you can they're from different places. So you can just
there's
watch.
like 1 or 2 characters that are kind of, but they have completely different storylines. This season did have a lot more going back in time to what the 1 and 2 than last season.
I will say my favorite part, and I don't want to, it's been out for what, 2 weeks now?
It's been about 2 weeks.
Yeah. Light spoiler. There is one scene in the finale where one of the actresses is just in like a dead sprint, and it's easily the funniest part of the movie of the show. It just books it.
Yeah,
Great 40 time.
Great 40 time.
Great 40 time. In heels, too. So just phenomenal form. And just
not a great ending, but a great 40 time. Yeah.
I didn't think the ending was bad.
No, I mean for her.
Oh, yeah. No. I mean, yeah, she might have been like emotionally scarred for life. But I mean, like, other than that, you know, I thought the finale was good. Maybe some things I would have liked cleaned up a bit. But other than that.
A lot of it was cleaned up quickly. But but
who was your favorite character of the season, real quick?
Ooh, that's a good one.
It's the mom for me.
The mom was great, but she's great in everything she's ever done.
Yeah.
That's a hard one. You know what? It has to be. He's just such a good actor.
Walton.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's so diverse, you know?
Well, I mean, and it just seems like HBO's got him on speed dial because he was in Vice Principals.
Yeah.
Zen, White Lotus. He just feels like
and Righteous Gemstones going on right now.
And Righteous Gemstones. Yeah. So, I mean, like, Walton Goggins, this is really the year of Goggins.
Is it?
I feel like it is. I mean, Invincible season 3.
Fallout season 2.
Fallout season 2. Invincible season 3.
Last year was the year of, what's his name from Twisters? And this year's the year of Goggins.
Yeah, Glenn Powell.
The year of Powell. And now we're at the summer of Goggins.
We're going for Goggins, baby. All right, so there goes your entertainment news.
Woo. One thing I do want to say is we talked about movies real quick, and I'm really excited about this. It's not getting a lot of love, but it's already gotten a few good reviews. Sinners. Yeah. I'm going on Friday.
Ooh.
Go see Sinners. That would be today.
I was going to go.
See Sinners.
So I thought it came out last week.
No.
So I was telling Lady Gems, like, we're going Sunday movie day. And she's like, oh, awesome.
Great director. It was the director of Wakanda Forever and Black Panther.
And Creed. He's had 4 movies now, and none of them have gotten under
Station.
None of them have gotten under 90s on Rotten Tomatoes. So he's 4 for 4.
Yeah, this is going to be, it's supposed to be really good.
It's got like 100% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Already. Yeah, I can't wait. Yeah,
I can't wait. That's a must watch in theaters for me as well.
I'll do a review of it next week.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And we'll talk about it because I got to go myself. So there goes entertainment news. We're going to take a quick 30-second break and we'll be right back with sports.
Woo!
Big shout out to Groggs Traditional Irish Pub at the northeast corner of Willow and Nees. Not only do they house the Do Over podcast for taps and takes, but they invited us to go blow it up on St. Patrick's Day live on scene. Now that that's done, it's easing us into summer and it gets hella hot here in the Central Valley. Groggs prides themselves on being the coldest drinking establishment in the Central Valley. Literally go down there, get a nice cold pickleback, get a nice cold Guinness, throw it back and leech off that free AC, son. Support Groggs because they support the Do Over podcast.
How's my hair?
It's great. Fantastic. Best hair in the business right now. Outside of Royce. He's got great hair. Or...
my eyebrows.
Yeah. Or keep that joke in. That was a really funny one. That was a funny joke.
Yeah.
I'm funny.
When you have to tell yourself, that's when you know you're funny.
I'm always funny.
I love you, buddy.
All right. I love you too. It's good to have you back. You know what, Or? Keep all this in. It looks authentic. We like authenticity here, especially over at Groggs Traditional Irish Pub here in Willow Station and beautiful We're in that weird, it's like when Tennessee.
Other side of Willow.
No, it's like when, what's that, like Tennessee and like Virginia meet. So it's like you have that street with the 2 states. That's kind of what, the Dixie line?
The Mason-Dixon line.
Oh, I can't hear you with these.
One of my favorite episodes of The Simpsons is the Australia episode. And my favorite part is when he goes, Australia, America, Australia, America, Australia, America.
That's kind of what this is with Fresno and Clovis.
With Willow.
We're at that line, you know what I'm saying? But this is Taps and Takes. We covered the entertainment and nerd news. We also gave you a prompt for today because today is technically National Anime Day. What's your favorite anime? Let us know in the comments below. But it's time to get into sports, or as Drew would say, because we did a Drew intro.
Should we do it together again?
A sports. Because
Elliot likes balls and Elliot likes big balls in his sacks and balls
and Drews and sacks and balls and sacks and Drews. All right.
Oh, we got an applause over here.
All right. It is time for sports, and it is time to go over the biggest sports stories of the last week and of this week, and a lot of stuff going on. But we got to start, of course, with the Masters.
Ooh.
Rory McIlroy.
A tradition like no other.
No other. With arguably the best menu ever. Have you seen those menus over at Augusta?
Yeah, like $1 pimento cheese sandwiches and stuff for $1.50.
Yeah, like $3 for a beer.
Yeah, well, when you're paying $5,000 to be there,
That's true. But I mean, Augusta, it feels like one of the biggest sporting events of the year.
It is.
And right after March Madness, which a lot of people miss some of the upsets to get there. I mean, Arkansas was the highest seed to make it to the Sweet 16.
It was a weak upset year. It was pretty chalk.
It was pretty chalk, but it was still a good tournament.
It was because nobody really knew. It was really wide open.
Yeah.
Everyone knew Connecticut was going to win last year.
That's true. And a Connecticut team still did win in dominating fashion.
Houston upsetting Duke was a surprise.
Yeah, I mean, Duke was up, 13 with like 5 minutes left and blew it.
Yeah, and then Houston was Duke in the national championship.
Yeah. I mean, but Florida really, all tournament was offensively sound.
Yeah.
They were great. But I want to get back to golf because Rory McIlroy has completed the Grand Slam and has won the Masters.
Shout out.
This past weekend. After a shaky start to the weekend and an even shakier 18, Rory came roaring back just to almost blow it again in the 18, where he bogeyed 18, where he could have won it with a par. He then went into a sudden death playoff against Justin Rose, and finally, he got the monkey off his back. He finally won Augusta.
Grand Slam.
He is the 6th golfer in history to complete the Grand Slam. Now, for those of you that don't know, that is winning 4 major golf tournaments: the U.S. Open, the Masters, the PGA Championship, and the British Open.
Now just called the Open.
Now just called the... I like the British Open.
Yeah, because we live in America. But over there, it's just called the Open.
It's just called Open.
It's just called the Open.
We're open, love.
Are we going to the Open today?
We're having a point.
Let's go see Rory McIlroy.
We're having a couple of shipwrecks, and we're having ourselves a point at the Open. Yeah, so... congratulations to Rory. It was...
Shout out to our UK listeners, by the way.
Yeah, well, Northern Ireland. He's not even... He's Northern Ireland.
No, I mean for just mocking.
Yeah, that's fine. But Rory's an interesting golfer because he's kind of got like a goofy kind of face.
Yeah.
And you always felt like he was never going to make it in the brightest moments.
Yeah.
And even like with this Augusta... You think he's coming back, he's roaring back, he's having this great couple of days, and then you just feel like this is going to be a classic Rory meltdown. But he was finally able to get past it. Congratulations to him.
Made it epic in the end with the...
Really did. And some of the shots...
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
Were
never a better
awesome.
time to have a 4K TV right now with the Masters. Man.
Absolutely.
It's shot so beautifully.
And shout out to Jim Nance, I believe is the one who did.
Yeah, he's the man.
5 minutes of silence just to let everybody feel the energy of Augusta in the tournament. And then one of the best calls for Rory was emotional.
Yeah.
And just to see Rory collapse and just finally let his emotions out to finally have this moment. It was
phenomenal.
It was one of the, when people ask, why do people love sports? You show them clips like that.
Yeah.
And the raw emotion of sports.
The Tiger Woods comeback Masters win a few years ago was just as emotional too. That was cool.
Yeah. So congratulations to Rory. Another great Augusta tournament.
Yeah.
And now we go to a little basketball. We go basketball, a little WNBA and NC tournament because we just mentioned UConn won the women's tournament.
Yeah, they did.
Their 12th championship.
And they weren't even the favorite.
Normally
they were the favorite.
And they won by 20.
Yeah.
Dominated.
Yeah.
Paige Bucher, who has had her own journey with being a great freshman and then going through injury her sophomore and junior year to come back her senior year to win.
Yep.
The Dallas Wings in the WNBA draft have made her the first pick in the draft.
No surprise.
To the surprise of absolutely nobody. And their general manager, Kurt Miller, said it was Paige and it was only Paige. So congratulations to her.
Yeah.
Getting an opportunity.
Clearly a head above the rest of the field there.
Yeah. But although there was, I believe she's a guard at USC who unfortunately suffered.
Juju Watkins. Yeah. She'll be in the draft next year.
Yeah. But she'll
be number 1 overall next year.
Yeah. But she's a star.
Yeah.
She's a star coming to the league as well.
From that injury,
from a torn ACL, which was gut wrenching to see. But the WNBA is getting star power finally.
Yeah, no, it is.
And
last year's draft was the
Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese draft was huge for them, and it's only going to get bigger now. So
shout out.
Good
really,
for women.
shout out.
And
yeah.
also, if you think holding out is going to work in your favor, you're so wrong. You're so wrong on that. I'm sorry. But when you're subsidized by the NBA, you don't have a leg to stand on, unfortunately. And that's just the truth. It's the honest truth. We want women to get paid better, but they got to make the money first.
Yep.
Next, I want to go to college football.
Instead of speaking of holding out.
or not holding at all.
Yeah.
We got to go to Ohio State because Ohio State, the national champions for college football, went to the White House Monday. They visited the White House and they were on the West Field where they had their ceremonies. They had President Trump have to say some words. Vice President J.D. Vance, who is an Ohio State alum.
Can you show us what President Trump said real quick?
I don't have the words in front of me, but I'll give it a guess.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Ohio State, they were fantastic. They beat the Irish. I mean, no surprise there. Gold, as much as I love gold, they weren't gold on the field. Their defense, fool's gold, if you ask me. And I came up with that joke all on my own with no help whatsoever. DJ Vance, take it away. I'm convinced he doesn't actually know his name. And then JD Vance then was handed the trophy. Well, what he didn't realize is that the trophy is made of two parts, the base and then the statuesque part of the trophy.
Correct, yes.
After holding the top and realizing the bottom was falling, it then broke off and fell and then awkwardly rolled to where he kind of had to like stumble over and like get it. So there was a fumble from an Ohio State alum. It just happened to be J.D. Vance, Vice President J.D. Vance. But I want to quickly get to two more of these college stories because we have Travis Hunter, and this came out from Bleacher Report this morning. So Travis Hunter, Colorado State, incredible wide receiver, corner, Heisman Trophy winner. Going into the draft is coming up in about 2 weeks.
A week from Thursday. So a week from when you're watching this.
So, right. And he'll be a first-round draft pick, rightfully so.
I think he's going to go number 2 overall to the Browns.
Really? You think he's going to go to the Browns?
Number 2,
on.
Yeah.
So he has come out and said, for a while, because in high school, he played corner and wide receiver. In college, wide receiver.
Deion Sanders is his idol.
Corner. Deion not only was his coach, he was his idol.
Yeah.
And he has come out today saying that he will never play football again if he can't play both sides of the ball. And he came out and said, look, I've done it my whole life. I know I can do it at a pro level on both sides. Let me do it. I'm confident that I can do it. And I typically agree with him.
Well, okay, here's the thing. If he goes to the Browns, well, guess what? They need help on both sides of the ball. So it may work out for him.
That's a good point. I didn't even think about it. Like if you got either Joe Flacco, Deshaun Watson, or Kenny Pickett.
No, it's going to be Pickett, right?
Will probably
Flacco's
be
not on the Browns.
I think okay. So Flacco is the last.
Watson ruptured his. He's not going to play all season, and he'll probably never play again. So
Flacco is the last quarterback they signed, not named Deshaun Watson.
Yeah,
and that was a few years ago. Right, my mistake. So it's going to be Kenny Pickett probably.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah, you're going to have to play both sides of the ball, man. I don't know what more to tell you. And also, I like when a player is confident but not arrogant. Travis Hunter has the confidence because he's done it his whole life, and he probably is fit enough to do it.
He can do it.
So why not give it? And worst case, he gets burned a bunch on defense, and you're like, you know what, we need you on offense more. We need you to dedicate. Or maybe you're not breaking off on offense enough. We need you more on defense.
I don't think they're going to put him at like starting corner, but why not put him in nickel packages, dime packages,
Yeah.
And still play receiver.
Make him cover the slot or the third. Yeah. Like those are always good options. I'm all for it. And also there's no harm, especially if you're the Browns, with letting him try. You're not going to be playing for.
You have zero thing to.
You have no reason not to let him try, right?
Yeah. Who else are you going to put out there?
Exactly. And so my last college story is NIL, Tennessee QB, and
you got it. You can do it.
I'm going to apologize ahead of time. I always apologize ahead of time. Nico Amaleva.
Amaleva.
Whatever.
Well,
Well, he's a leaving. Tennessee.
Yeah.
Because for those of you that don't know, he was the starting quarterback for the University of Tennessee, the Vols.
Huge recruit too. Big star in high school.
He was offered $8 million on an NIL deal with Tennessee for his college tenure. So for the time he's there, $8 million. Tennessee, a good program.
Great program. They've been coming on up the last couple of years.
Yeah. And it was a disappointing season for the Vols this past year.
Yeah, but a lot of expectations with him at quarterback going into this season.
Right.
Yeah.
And so...
or were there?
I mean, they lost to those Razorbacks. Go Arkansas, baby. Razorbacks. Anyway, he now seems to be holding out. And the rumor is, or the report is, that he is expecting and wanting $4 million, which on top...
$4 million. Yeah.
Or cue the Dr. Evil music.
Yeah.
Right there. But so he's now entered the transfer portal.
And I just saw a report earlier this morning too. So by Friday, we'll see if this is still there. But Tennessee is already prepared to move on without him. So
yeah, they said kick rocks essentially.
Yeah.
And what I've been thinking is, okay, he wasn't that great this last year.
He was pretty good.
He was good.
He's very efficient.
He was good, but he
he's
wasn't
young.
Great.
Yeah.
Which, if you're playing in SEC football, you have to be great.
Well,
it's as simple as that. Especially now that teams like Ohio State, Texas are really coming on. These Big Ten programs.
Well, Ohio State's in the Big Ten.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like these Big Ten programs are really coming up in the world.
SEC, you got Alabama, you got Texas now,
Georgia
Oklahoma,
is still always a threat. Right.
Yeah.
So, I mean.
Ole Miss.
And even Florida. Florida always gives Tennessee a hard time.
Yeah.
How do you think any team is going to give him that kind of money?
Ole Miss will.
You think Ole Miss will?
They just lost Jackson Dart. It looks like he's going to be a quarterback drafted in the first round. They'll give him the money.
You think they'll give him $4 million?
Lane Kiffin? Yeah. After a great year last year with Dart and the rise of the program, almost beating Alabama 2 straight years, but not.
Okay.
Getting a quarterback with that caliber would be a solid. Right. And they got 2 really good young receivers on that team. Oh, and they're stealing a top quarterback from Tennessee in the same conference.
They're taking talent away and adding to it.
What did you want? You see, you wanted $4 million for 1 year? You know how much private money Ole Miss has? A ton.
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, they have people to protect their blind side.
Eli Manning will probably pay for it himself.
That's a good point. So just something to look out for. Nico might be old.
That's a prediction. That's just my theory.
I like it. I
think that's a good spot for him.
I love me some good predictions.
We'll see if it comes true. And if it does, I told you so. And if not, I was just pulling that out of my
Don't worry.
butt.
We were just goofing. It was
my
a joke.
blind side.
I want to ask you though, because these deals seem to be just getting more and more ridiculous.
And they will continue to.
How do you combat that if you're NCAA? Because
you have to create salary caps similar to what we do in baseball.
But
not baseball. Sorry, they don't have any.
Because a lot of
the NFL.
What a lot of people love about college sports is that they don't feel like a professional league. But what I feel like when you're getting with these NIL deals, it's starting to feel more and more like a professional league where these top schools like in Alabama, like a Tennessee, like like they can all afford these high-end
we have
prospects.
We have 2 super conferences now. And I could tell you this, it's going to be a long time before any team not in one of those 2 super conferences wins a national championship in college football.
Right. So, I mean, like, what does like the ACC do?
The championship should be the SEC versus the Big Ten. That's what it should be.
Do you think college football should get more teams in the playoff?
No, we maxed out at 12. Let's get out of it. Hey, football is a hard sport to play.
Mm-hmm. What do you feel about the 7th seed in NFL?
Minute questions. Okay. I
mean, we're in this playoff space. So
in the NFL, they need to adjust the seeds based on records. I'm tired of seeing a 6 and 7 team or like whatever, like a 500 team get home field in the NFL playoffs because they had a weak conference compared to like a team like the Chargers last year who had to go to Houston. The Chargers had a better record than Houston. They had to play the Chiefs twice, the Chargers.
Now, to be fair, the Chargers were historically Chargers that game.
I'm aware of that, but I'm just putting that as an example where it should have been reseeded.
I get you.
And the Chargers would have probably still done that at home.
Right. No,
But I'm just, that was an example because it happened recently. But that's how it should be. That's how college basketball is, right? I mean, that's how any type of seeding or anything is always like that. It's based off your record. And if you want to do something crazy, put strength of schedule in there as well and factor that in there. Because when you have constantly these 500 teams, especially like the Bucks or who play in that division with that terrible division in the South.
The Bucks only won like 9, 10 games,
and they get a home game at home, and they had to play the Saints twice, the Panthers twice. It's just not, that to me is not fair.
I get you. No, I mean, I think the NFL. Well, if there's one thing the NFL is really good at, is finding something that works and riding with it. The NFL is constantly...
Maybe too long sometime.
Yeah, but I feel like the NFL is constantly like looking for things to adapt to.
We've had chain gains for like 50 years.
Yeah, and they're gone now.
They're gone.
I know, it's sad. I'm actually pretty bummed about that. I mean, it's stupid. We should have that kind of technology to know when a first down is a first down.
Without wasting 10 minutes.
Yeah, but I mean, I do like the chain game. It makes me think of gridiron. You know, it's
it does.
Moxie,
yeah, they'll still have it in high school. If you want chain gang, go check out your local high school game, you know?
All right, I want to get into some NBA, some basketball talk really quick because Luka Doncic, Lakers Luka.
The play-ins.
Yeah, the play-ins start, Warriors taking on Memphis.
So dumb.
It's dumb, but I mean, the NBA is trying anything to be relevant still. And I feel like
they're just trying because before the play-in, the reason for the play-in, why it was created by Adam Silver was because at the end of the season, the last 2 weeks of the season, teams would tank.
Yeah.
And it was already pretty much given who was going to make the playoffs. For some reason, after 8, from 8 to 9, the gap was always like 10, 15 games with 2 weeks to go, and it was over. Right? So, and this made the Clippers Warriors game the other night really good and went to overtime.
We'll talk about that. Let's talk about that game real quick because I'm a Warriors guy, you're a Clippers guy.
Yeah.
And the Clippers are such an enigma because when healthy, they look like the most dangerous team in basketball.
Yeah, they're the Chargers of the NBA.
Yeah. And the Warriors, you know, they had this record. They were like at one point 19-2 with Jimmy Butler in the roster, and everything looked like the Warriors had fixed everything, right? And then the more you watch the Warriors, it just feels so abundantly clear. The gap of talent between Steph Curry at 35 and everybody else is so drastic.
They have no depth.
Well, I mean, they've got a good starting lineup.
But no depth behind them.
Yeah.
The Clippers have a lot of depth.
What the Warriors prided themselves on, what made them this great dynasty, was their development of stars.
Yeah.
The Draymond, Clay, Harrison Barnes, Steph.
KD for those years.
Yeah. But that development of those young stars when they were young was what made the Warriors the Warriors, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they were just so deep in their depth and their bench, they were just unstoppable.
Yeah.
Now it feels like Steph gives you 36 on great shooting.
Mm-hmm.
Jimmy Butler gives you 30. Draymond on 4 of 6 threes. And you still lose in overtime at home to the Clippers. And it's like, as much as I love
that knocked him from
into the play-in. Right. Oh, that and that Spurs blunder.
Yeah.
Because Harrison Barnes hit a magical 3. But I mean, it just feels like, and we've probably been at the end of the dynasty for the Warriors, the dynasty, the Steph
there.
Curry. We're there, but it also feels just like, what more can you do? I mean, I just don't see a higher peak than that scoring.
Yeah.
Even with Pods having a great end of the season and still
he's had a good season.
Still not being able to win at home against a Clippers team that is good and has had a really good season.
And they're healthy with everybody right now. So
but I just don't see a high ceiling for them.
With the Warriors right now is financially because they spent so much on keeping those guys there that you mentioned. They spent so much on KD getting them to go there. Then a whole new, brand new arena, which was really expensive and built in one of the most expensive places in the world to build anything.
Yep.
And they're still paying for that.
Yeah.
Right. And they had to leverage draft picks, and they're constantly just good enough where they're not getting good draft picks.
Right. Kuminga has had moments where he looks good, and then like the other day doesn't play because of a coach's decision.
Yeah, no, he's not.
And Moody, I like Moody, but he's not doing enough. You know, it just feels like the Warriors are
If you're
now
having to lean on those two guys in the playoffs, you're in trouble.
Yeah.
Especially with the likes of the teams ahead of them.
It just feels like Steph.
And by the time people are watching this, they may be even already be out of the playoffs.
Right. It just feels like Steph is still somehow.
Well, he's one of the. He's not one. He probably is the greatest shooter.
No, he is the greatest shooter of all time.
Yeah.
But I mean, like, he has somehow managed at the beginning of his career where he was always constantly hurt with ankle injuries.
Yeah.
He's been healthy.
Mm-hmm.
He's still playing at an incredibly high level. I mean, the fact that him at 35 and LeBron, and we're going to get to Lakers here in a second, are performing so high as still like top 10 players in the league.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, you have to make these years count. I still believe Steph has one more run for a championship. He still has the talent for it.
I mean, of course he has the talent, but he didn't win those championships by himself.
But he won the last one by himself.
No, you still had Clay. You still had Draymond.
Clay was, and I love Clay, but
it was also, 3 years ago?
Yeah, about 3 years ago.
I mean, yeah, it was them, and then it was Denver, and then it was
you know
Celtics.
what it was? It was Jordan Poole. Jordan Poole was a huge presence off the bench, but then Draymond punched him in the face, and that ended that. But I want to get to the Lakers.
Story with Draymond.
I want to get to the Lakers really quick because I have two little stories. One,
love talking the Lakers. Let's go.
Luka Laker, which we started this on, and we went on a whole Warriors diatribe.
Mm-hmm.
So Luka Doncic's Laker jersey, his Laker jersey, which for those of you who don't know, he got traded February 2nd, 2025. The season starts in October. Highest selling jersey of the year.
Lakers fans will buy anything.
The Lakers do have the highest selling merch sales in the NBA, but the fact that he got traded midway through the season, still with the highest jersey sale, is still pretty incredible. Steph Curry came in second to LeBron's third.
Yeah.
And then
shout out to California teams, baby.
Yeah. I mean, California teams, Clippers, Lakers, and Warriors are all playoff teams. And even the Kings were close. I think
they're in the play-in.
I think they're 10. I think they're 10. 10 or 9.
I thought they had made it. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I think they're in the play-in. Well, it's 10-9 and then 7-8. And then they play and then
I think they're 10, yeah. So they're still lighting the beam over there in Sacramento.
They're still fighting.
Great arena, by the way.
Yeah. And then I want to go to the betting lines just for three teams in particular because OKC and the Boston Celtics, who are clearly the best two teams in basketball this year.
Even though the Cavaliers had a better record than the Celtics.
Yeah, you trust Boston more at this point.
Well, yeah, they won last year and they kept their entire core together.
Exactly. And even though Jaylen Brown's been
how did that work out for Denver last year?
That's true. And Milwaukee the year before.
Yep.
Or 2 years before.
Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah.
So, I mean, you could see Boston falling apart. I just don't see it. They just seem like such a complete team. And even with Jaylen Brown hurt, they can rest him for the first probably 2 series.
Mm-hmm.
But they are the two betting favorites. OKC plus 180, Boston plus 190.
Mm-hmm.
The Lakers, after they got Luka, were plus 1,500.
If you look at the bracket where they sit,
they take on Minnesota.
They had the easier path to at least the Western Conference Finals.
Yeah. And they've done really well against OKC this year.
But they wouldn't have to play them until the Western Conference Finals.
Right.
You know, if OKC wins against whoever the plan, you'll know when you're watching this, they get the winner of Clippers Denver.
That's brutal.
Brutal, right?
That's
the
brutal.
Lakers, on the other hand, they'll get the Warriors or
Houston.
Minnesota They could clear path.
Yeah.
I would actually put a little bit of money on that 1,500 now because it's going to get better.
I'm not saying somebody at these tables...
Or it's going to get worse odds.
Look, I'm not saying somebody at this table has when they were plus 1,500. I'm just saying potentially somebody has. He's at that table over there. Yeah, he's at that table over there.
Drew's over there betting right now. Look at him.
So let us know who you think's going to steal the NBA championship. We also had hockey going on.
Really interesting with that too is we're in a weird transition period in the NBA. For so long, we've had so many teams dominate for years and years and years. The Lakers dynasty, the Warriors dynasty, the Bulls. You know, it's weird to see all these teams, different teams, winning every year.
I agree.
And I like it. OKC and Cleveland are two really good, young, fun teams.
Oh, no, I agree. And I think about this with every league. As good as dynasties are for viewership, I love...
Yeah, and that's one of the reasons why NBA is down.
Right. I do love when it feels like anybody can take it.
Yeah.
Like, even this year in the NFL, like the Chiefs, everybody thought like, oh, the Chiefs are good, but it really felt like this was going to be Buffalo's year. Or
Yeah, it's felt like that last
the
year.
NFC really felt like this could have been anybody's year. I mean, I
Yeah.
felt like the Rams made a lot of noise at the end. The Vikings out of nowhere looked great. The Eagles
Yeah.
were dominant.
I like it. It is bad for viewership, obviously, but I do like what we're seeing in sports right now. And I like the fact that the Padres have the best record in baseball right now.
There you go.
And the Dodgers have been slumping lately.
Yeah.
The Padres and the Giants have the two best records. Who would have thought? At this
Who
point?
would have thought?
Everyone thought the Dodgers would still be undefeated.
And there you go. We've covered basketball for men and women. We've
Yeah.
covered football, college and pros.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of pros. I had a Derek Carr story because he's got a apparent shoulder injury.
We talked about the NFL draft with Travis Hunter.
They're saying, they're saying Shadir Sanders might go to the Saints at 9 now
No, I think, yeah, okay.
because Derek Carr might be out for season
I think
with a
he is.
shoulder injury.
Yeah.
So, I mean, the Saints could pick up Shadir.
I love how they announced that
And he's-
news, and
and
then
he's-
like an hour later, the Saints Twitter posted "Happy Birthday" to him.
Well, he was just here in town the other day. He was at Fairway Lounge. I missed him by like an
Oh, yeah?
hour. I worked 1 and he was there early in the morning. I was like, dude.
He was playing indoor golf with his messed up shoulder.
Yeah.
Great.
Probably putting.
Uh-oh.
Putting. Yeah.
We probably shouldn't have said that
Found the injury.
on
Yeah.
a show that's going to go nationwide here shortly.
Well, that would just be us breaking news. And then we're
Yeah.
a real news outlet.
Yeah. By the way, Carr uses Fairways. You should go too.
You should go to the Fairway Lounge.
Or the Fairway Lounge. Yeah,
Ask
sorry.
for Elliot. He'll take care of you.
Yeah.
Eddie, I
Yes.
got to say, it's good having you back.
Yeah,
man.
welcome,
I
back
missed
to
having
me.
you back. We will have the 3 amigos. Drew just kind of sitting over there like a
Looks
sack.
like one of those people at a coffee shop, which like has no office. And
The guys are like, no, he's like, yeah.
he's watching his Bitcoin drop live.
Drew's like, I'm a writer, actually.
Or he's created his own Bitcoin, Drew coin.
Decoin. But Eddie, I want to thank you so much for coming back.
Yeah,
It
man.
is so good to have you back. Talking sports, talking entertainment
Let's go.
news.
Watch Sinners, everybody. Go see Sinners.
Go
Support
see-
those movies.
Go see Sinners. Go support movies at the movie theater. We will be back next, I guess, Friday. And you can also check out the newest episode of the Do Over podcast Wednesday morning at 8 a.m.
Let's go.
We're around that time.
Whenever we get out.
Yeah, don't worry about
Whenever
it,
we get to
man.
it.
But Eddie, thank you so much.
Here's what you do. You hit that notification thing, and then when it goes live, you get the notification,
Yes.
and bam.
Like, subscribe, follow us on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, Patreon, all the works. OnlyFans, that's right. Where
Bumble.
It's the same show, but now we're naked.
FarmersOnly.com.
Exactly.
Christian Mingle. We're on everywhere. We're everywhere.
Everywhere. And thank you so much for watching Taps and Takes. We will be back next Tuesday, same time, same place at beautiful Groggs Traditional Irish Pub. Until then, I hate to see you go, but I love to watch you leave. I'm being told now it's Friday. We filmed this Tuesday, so it's Friday. Tuesdays or Fridays now.
I just want to say you did a great
So
job
drink on
hosting
Tuesday.
today. Congratulations.
So
you
drink
did a great
on
job.
Tuesday. It counts Friday. Edward, thank you so much for coming back.
Of course,
The
man.
Rouster, and we will be back for another edition of Taps and Takes next week.
Let's go.